Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of Milan Weekly Podcast, where we don't take days off on a national holiday, Quebec national holiday, Mr. Steve. Bon Saint Jean Baptiste to everybody. Here we talk everything Milan. Right now we're only got Mercato to talk about, and we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Steve seemed to have taken a bit of sun over there. How's it been the weekend?
Very nice.
Very nice, and by the pool. No.
Of course.
Guys, it's going to be a short one today. We do have some Twitter questions to go through. See if we can give Tommy a call later on. And today, Steve, we had an email from Il Presidente. And Presidente Du had a day off. And he took the day off on all fronts.
We don't take days off.
We don't take days off, but Presidente wanted...
we leave our families to come and do this podcast, President.
And
I didn't eat to come and do this podcast.
look at the sacrifices that you're making, Steve. Thank you. Thank you very much for making all these sacrifices. But I'm sure that our listeners and viewers, over 1,000 of them once again, they would like to know why he took a day off and not giving us any presidential points. So please, Steve, bring out your inner Bob Ross and paint us a picture, shall we? Go ahead.
Presidente took the day off, ladies and gentlemen, for the people that are not Canadian or from the belle province of Quebec.
Quebec.
Today is a holiday. No one works. Everything's closed. You pretty much have nothing to do. If you don't have a pool, you're going to a park.
Yeah.
Presidente took the family, First Lady, and the little Presidentes to the park.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we started with the traditional splash pad. So Presidente enters the splash pad, takes off his Adidas tracksuit button down from last week, and as we go, Speedo, ladies and gentlemen,
Obviously.
Speedo.
Leopard print.
Yeah, leopard print Speedo, ladies and gentlemen, for a Presidente at the splash pad. You can just imagine all the little kiddies and how they looked at him. Very bad. Cannabis illegal in Canada.
Yes.
So, La Saint Jean, we always smoked it. Now, we can't smoke it.
And they're not frowning upon it.
Not frowning upon it. The smell of cannabis is in the air. President is a little bit, he's a little bit on the conservative side when it comes to that. But the fumes were coming towards the President and the family.
They were.
Yes. So as he pulled out his fan, because he fans the First Lady as they're at the park, fanning the First Lady, he realizes that the smell of cannabis is entering into a non-fly zone, ladies and gentlemen. But El Presidente starts taking in some of this cannabis, and as he looks down, he wants to make a phone call. He looks down, and he notices the BlackBerry S100 first edition is no longer there, ladies and gentlemen. Presidente, yes, has changed his phone, people. He has come to the 21st century, and he notices this strange Japanese word, Samsung. S, he probably thought it was because of me, Steve, 10. Because I'm always the 10, right? When I'm on the pitch. And he tries to make a phone call, and he's trying to find the buttons. Ladies and gentlemen, no buttons on that Samsung S10. So, this automatic paranoid backtrip.
Backtripping right now. Backtripping.
So, you picture a middle-aged man in leopard skin Speedo running around, high as a fucking motherfucker. And he can't make a phone call, ladies and gentlemen. This man is a chartered accountant. He's got more money than Jesu Bambin. Can't make a phone call on this new S10. And he panicked, and that's why we have no presidential points this week.
Well, thank you very much. I hope he's... did he go to the hospital? Because he wasn't aware of this...
I don't know. He's not returning any messages, ladies and gentlemen.
So, guys, be careful with the cannabis. You don't want to be backtripping. I don't know if anybody ever backtripped on cannabis. But hey, President is the first for everything.
He's a pioneer, ladies and gentlemen. Pioneer.
So, let's start off by just talking about this week. So, Steve, we had the official announcement. Gianpaolo and what's the other guy's name there?
Masada.
The announcement, everything's fine. And then there was a bit of news about the Sensi, which we're gonna get into. But I think in the end, Steve, if the numbers are true, I think it's a pretty good thing that we did not go for this player.
That's a steep price, ladies and gentlemen. I tweeted it out. Can't understand the mercato. Love it, but can't understand it. So $35 million for Sensi, but yeah, we can get more than $20 million for Frank Kessie.
Or 25 for Cutrone.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that came about, but I think in the end it was good. But
And
now,
let's just make it clear. We don't even know what people are worth anymore.
exactly. Other than that, it was okay. So other than the other teams making a bit of splash and rumors of
Legit.
even Facebook Frankie wanted to know. What's going on our Twitter? All these people sending us these gifts. But Facebook Frankie, I'm gonna start off with him because I don't think I'm with him on this one. But he wanted to. Where do we go over here? Milan Weekly Pod. So,
Facebook
what are your
Frank.
thoughts on Milan possibly missing out on Sensi, but showing serious interest in Real Madrid's Ceballos, Torreira from Arsenal? Also, do you think Milan should target Anderson from Sampdoria or Kabak from Stuttgart? Also, please, Lord, let's hope De Rossi to Milan is a rumor.
Ooh.
Why? I would take him in a heartbeat. Would you not take him in a
We
heartbeat?
took Mark Van Bommel, ladies and gentlemen, for a year and a half, and it didn't turn out that bad.
And it says, tell Steve I say hello. So, you know what? We're going to get into that, but I don't know why I said, please, it's a rumor. I would take him in a heartbeat. Somebody in the... maybe if we got a lot of young players, maybe somebody with a bit of experience.
Yeah, it'll be strange to see him in another jersey other than Roma. To be very
100%.
honest with you, my personal opinion would be that he decides to play either somewhere else, new adventure. But I think he has a bad taste in his mouth. The Totti coming out and saying what he said, I don't think that really helped Roma and their fans as well. And De Rossi now has come out and said that he wants to stay in Italy. Everybody's saying, "Oh, maybe Fiorentina, maybe it would be crazy to see him somewhere like Atalanta, someone who's still in Champions League. Would he want to take on this little project with Milan? I'm not 100% sure, but as a player, I've always admired De Rossi. I think yes, he's aged. And he played a tough position where no days off for him. Not able to prance around the field. He had to get in there, win balls, and recuperate balls for Totti for his whole life. So would I take him? I would take him. I have no problem with that. But he needs to understand his role.
100%. It's but then if you got to put him in that position, who else will be playing? Then you have a lot of midfielders where. Maybe getting rid of a Kessie, which, guys, it's not like when we say get rid of Kessie, it's not like we're in favor of these moves. It's at the point we got to look at it as a business. But if De Rossi can give you a year and a half, 2 years, you keep a Biglia. I would obviously get rid of Biglia before getting rid of Kessie, but then it comes down to salaries and value.
I was talking with Jan. It's really funny that everybody that we're rumored to be interested in is 40 million plus.
What are you saying? We don't have the money, Steve?
I don't know. I just love the Mercato, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta love it.
So, speaking of Mercato, let's go on to our first question.
On Facebook, Frank had other questions about missing Sensi. Do we cover them in the other questions or no?
Well, yeah, because Torreira is there, Kabak is there.
Ceballos.
Ceballos. Guys, for you new viewers, by the way, Steve does not pronounce names the way you think.
My apologies.
No, but this is the way Steve does, just like our...
Channel Bulu.
And we had...
Bakayo Koko.
You see? So, that's the way it is on the Milan Weekly podcast, so don't at us. The Calcio, guys. We're going to get you first, Adrian. We're going to get you first. Buonasera Milan Weekly Pod. All for giving Andrea Silva a fair shot next season, but letting go of Cutrone even at the 25 million price tag personally doesn't make too much sense. Agree or disagree? Also, should Milan go out for midfield as Torreira Ceballos? Obviously, we agree on a 25 million. I don't know where this $25 million value of Cutrone is. Letting go. I mean, to keep Andre Silva, to get rid of Cutrone, I still don't see why we can't keep both of them.
It's a money thing.
But it's a money thing, Steve. If we're gonna go with two strikers, who's gonna replace?
It's pure profit for Cutrone.
That's one thing, right? Milan go out on midfielders.
Provalencia. That's a new word that I learned.
What?
It's a word, Italian word for profit.
What do you make of Torreira from Arsenal? And
I like him. I'm just curious on why he wants to come back to Italy. Well, I really know why he wants to come back to Italy, because Arsenal sucks, and so does the English weather. I wouldn't want it's depressing there. It's always foggy and rainy. I would come back to Italy too.
That's a stereotyping, guys, to anybody watching this.
But what about? I don't know why this certain U-turn, and he wants to come back all of a sudden. It's very, very strange.
Where did he play?
He played at Sampdoria.
No.
So he wants to reunite with Gianpaolo. It seems like Gianpaolo wants him back too. I'm not too crazy about the $50 million price tag that Arsenal put on him, but everything's inflated in the mercato, and we're gonna have to make a decision. But to bring him back, someone's gonna have to leave. That's where you start hearing the Kessie leaving, Cianoglu leaving. Look, guys, this is what it is. It's not gonna be the fairy tale Milan mercato anymore. Before starting, we're just listening to Galliani talk, and he's talking about Monza. Brought back some memories of Galliani saying 99.9% that someone is here, and they don't end up coming. So expect more of that. There's a lot of rumors. The Sensi thing really pissed me off because Inter was nowhere to be found in this whole Sensi thing. But if you want to spend 35+ million on him, go ahead.
Just Jackson Martinez and the other guy that was
Combombia.
Eddie Milanista wants to know, hey guys, would you exchange Kessie plus 10 million for Torreira? And side question, whatever happened to John from Rossoneri TV? We have no idea. He used to be part of the admins from the Milan Club Montreal. Does he still have his channel? Does he? I haven't seen anything.
That's Gio.
Yeah, Gio. John from Rossoneri, I guess that's what he means there. But would you exchange Kessie plus 10 million?
Why do we always have to add 10 million?
What Kessie for him? I think that's probably, we paid what, 20, 25 for Kessie?
30, close to 30.
I think a straight swap, but I don't know if it's maybe their salaries. I don't know what this extra 10 million. I would do that before paying 40 million for him. A lot of the deals I heard, Steve, that were, especially with the Real Madrid players, 2-year loan and an obligation to buy. So I think that has to
obligation to buy spread out.
I think that's a lot to do with possibly being financial for a player, giving us the 2 years to trying to balance the books there. But yes or no, Steve? Would you do it?
I don't know. I really like Kessie, guys. I think he's young. I think it would be a mistake to not include him in the plans with Gianpaolo. I'm not the coach. I would like to have the coach at least have one practice, because I love people who say Kessie doesn't fit in Gianpaolo's plans. How could that be if you've never seen the guy goddamn play?
That's a good point.
Or practice. Play, he has seen him play. We've played Sampdoria, he knows what Kessie could do. But if you haven't seen him practice, maybe he wasn't being used correctly in the other formations. He comes from Atalanta where, 3-5-2 dominant, and he was a different style of player when we bought him. Always ball winner, but was more on the offensive. Maybe Gianpaolo can fit him into that new formation. And Gianpaolo's formation is you run all the time.
So who else on that team?
Exactly. If there's anybody who fits in his run all the time formation, well, guys, I'm no soccer professional guru. I just watch and I love. The guy runs and gives it his all the time, unless he's playing hurt or injured.
And which other midfielder do we have in that style, which is like a go-getter, grinder, maybe Bonaventura, but not as grinding
No.
as a Kessie, not like physically strong as Kessie. So
And that's another thing. It's a good thing, Vinny, that you popped that back in my mind, the Bonaventura. For all Milan Twitter there, just because someone doesn't include Bonaventura in their starting lineup doesn't mean that we don't want Bonaventura. You have to be a little bit mindful at the type of injury that he's had, what role he's going to be playing in this new coach's formation, if it's a role at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not getting any younger. He suffered. Do I want my Milan to make it back to Champions League with Jack Bonaventura on this team? Absolutely yes. Because he stayed through the crap of the crap.
Yep. Just as like Romagnoli, right? That signed signed an extension when the team was in shambles. So those are the guys we want to see win. And if we go by, we can't really talk about rotation because we're probably not going to be doing Europa League. I think it's supposed to be announced this week. Another thing that just announced it, I don't understand what's the whole wait. But if you can go for Coppa Italia and come up with some sort of trophy maybe this year, why not? Marcos Harkos.
Marcos Harkos.
Milan have been linked. Where is he from, Marcos? America. He's from America. Milan have been linked to Timothy Weah as an American. I would love to see this, but I'm worried there is no place for him at Milan. If Cotrone struggles to find starting minutes, do you think there could be a significant role for Weah at Milan?
I've watched a bit of Timothy Weah playing with PSG. Then he got loaned out to Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
Played at Celtic, took over at Celtic. But, of course, Celtic is like Juve. They always win the championship, not the Champions League. They win the championship. Will he find space? Guys, this team has no absolute starters. Besides Donnarumma, if
Piontek,
he may or may not be with us when we're starting the season.
which we're going to get.
Piontek, who may or may not be with us.
No, where's he going, Piontek?
We don't know. You don't know. Guys, Wayne Gretzky, for people who don't know North American hockey, got traded. Wayne Gretzky was the greatest hockey player ever to put on a pair of skates.
And if you guys have never heard, if ever you guys take a look at the ESPN 30 for 30, the first ever called King's Ransom, and talks about the whole what happened there, because before that date, guys, in any professional sport, there was none. These things never happened before. We're not talking about because there's no such thing as trades in soccer, but pretty interesting thing. So does he have Timothy Weah? Who knows? But again, it comes down to what price, and
It would be cool. It would be really cool to have it, though.
Obviously.
Very cool. Not only the aspect of that his father is the Panther,
Yeah.
George Weah.
Il Re Leone.
The Re Leone. Okay, not the Panther, I'm sorry. But also, guys, America is the consumer's market. That's where something died over there.
No more Bluetooth.
No. So, Timothy Weah opens up an avenue to hit the American market. So, not just traveling to Boston just because we're Milan, traveling to Boston with an American boy on the team. Not that should get him a starting position or favoritism over anybody else, but it does make people more interested in Milan.
You never know. And we don't have a shirt that looks, that could attract the American.
We don't look
fan.
like refs.
Drew FP, at the Drew FP. Drew. Bonaventura. Where does he fit in, if at all?
Well, see?
Drew.
We were forecasting that.
He's got to fit somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to fit somewhere. He's got to play a role in this team.
Those three midfielders, Steve. Who would be your regular starting midfield? Kessie, Bilia, and Bonaventura.
Unfortunately, that's what we have right now.
Right. So, and then what kind of rotation do you have? You don't have much rotation in there. So, for now, yeah, it does fit. And
I would like to take a rain check on this question, Drew, and answer it once the mercato's over. Because depending on who they buy, we'll be able to gauge whether it's an important role, a role as maybe, let's say, the veteran on the team, or no role at all.
Milan Mo, would you rather keep Laxalt or Rodriguez? And what happens with Strinic? Strinic, I think, had one game.
Yeah.
Strinic, because already we're hearing the guy, what is his name, Hernandez
From Real Madrid.
as a left back, this and that. If I gotta go by performance of last year, I would keep Rodriguez over Laxalt. We're not gonna talk about his, few good games on the Copa America.
Yeah.
Rodriguez, no matter what you guys may say, you might shit talk him, but to me, he's still the most consistent player all season.
But he is consistent at doing nothing.
He's consistent at doing nothing.
He's consistently doing nothing. Nothing good and nothing wrong.
All right, I'll give you that one there. No, I would rather keep Rodriguez over Laxalt and Strinic. I guess if we didn't use him last year,
No, you see, I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna disagree.
Okay,
There has to be a reason someone purchased this guy.
we got him from Sampdoria. Strinic.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying this. That's why I'm bringing it up. Now we have someone who seems to be a better. I don't want to say a better evaluator of talent, but can find a role for these types of players. So I want to see what Gianpaolo does in training. I want to see when he gives these guys the chances that they deserve. Same for Laxalt. Guys, it could be a really bad move to let this guy go right now. And I could be on this podcast in January when the Mercato starts again, and please get him out of here. But I want to see Laxalt play in a formation that helps him do what he does best. I just want to give him a chance.
And is Milan not known in the last few years to give up on people very easily?
Yeah.
So, it was a two-part question. So he asked us, Buonasera, Vinny and Steve, who would you play as trequartista and who as mezzala between Çalhanoğlu, Bonaventura, Suso, Paquetá, Krunic, and Ceballos if he arrives? Trequartista, I'm gonna have to go with Paquetá.
Yeah.
Mezzala, you, Steve, out of all those guys?
Well, if they would announce Krunic, it would be easier to have a comment on him.
Well, he is announced, no?
Well, I didn't see the jersey. I didn't see the signing. I didn't see the triple handshake. Are we still doing that?
I hope so.
I don't know. Anyway, look, Ceballos from Spain. Let's wait till we actually see. I'm gonna go further than this. I want to see him actually on the pitch. Even if he signs a contract, I still won't believe it. I want to see him on the pitch. I understand Real Madrid has invested a lot in their Mercato, and now there was a funny meme where it's basically Real Madrid is the person at the market, and all the watermelons are for sale, and it's all their youth that's for sale. There's gonna be a clause in this prestito where if we do end up buying him, and then when we sell him, we have to give them 75%. So this has to be something that if we take this guy on, it's gonna be for the long run. It cannot be something quick.
No, exactly. And I think all of these, prestiti, I believe is now they want to do it for look, we're gonna do the loan because we can afford to pay right now, but we believe in you. I don't think it'll be a Bakayoko kind of deal where even at the beginning of the season, guys, at 35 million, and even though he played a good season, did any of us really believe that they were going to pay 35 million for Bakayoko in this with this kind of finances? Probably not.
No. But if we make the Champions League, I think they do buy him.
You think so?
Yeah.
35 is still 35. Alessandro at Eggs and Pancakes. How are you two honestly feeling about Milan? It's very...
I'm going to be very honest with you, Eggs and Pancakes. I'm confused.
Why, Steve?
I'm just confused because we need to make these moves, and we need to make these moves fast. Because we're going to be leaving to America, and we're going to be leaving to America with no new players. Actually, less players than we actually had. So, the machine's going to start going. It's nice, the trip, Maldini, Boban, Maresa to Real Madrid, and to talk with whom they spoke to at Real Madrid, but what's going on? Because again, you make the ultimate move to go see Real Madrid, Mecca of soccer, a lot of youth, that they invest in a lot, but they invest. The Spanish government invests a lot in them, so they can buy all these youth players.
But they had to go and say, sit down, have a coffee, open up.
But why only Real Madrid? and now you come back from Real Madrid, at least come back with, at least announce one. If you want to be credible, you say, look, Real Madrid, give me one, at least one, that I can come back and say, you know what? Now that it's Boban, Maldini, Maressa, everybody's in place, Gianpaolo, we came back to you Milan fans with at least this guy, Hernandez, Salabos, the other Spaniard that they included in there, Isco. That's what happens, and that's how crazy it is, because people thought, who are they going to get?
No, but they never, on that side, Steve, they never said they're going to go meet to go talk players.
So that's even worse. That's even worse.
How's that worse? They just wanted to talk.
They have time to talk. They have time like us to talk.
Maybe they spoke
let's
about
have a coffee. Let's have like, what do they eat? Let's have a paella together. Well,
maybe
our team's in shambles, man. There's no time for
But
teams.
who says they didn't talk before? Sorry. Who says they didn't talk about specific players? Maybe they just.
I'm pretty sure. I would hope. I would
Yes.
pray to God that they talked about specific players. But at least if you're gonna make this trip, and everybody's gonna follow you, do you hear anybody else making a trip?
No.
So if you're gonna make this trip, use your head and use a little bit of craftiness, and say, you know what? I'm gonna go see Real Madrid, and this is how good I am. Maldini, Boban, and Maressa. I'm going to come back with a player. And then all of Milan Twitter could relax. They don't think it's Isco. They don't think it's Syllabus. They don't think it's Hernandez. Then he has another meeting in Ibiza with Hernandez. It's like, come on. This is like a soap opera. Get me some players.
Steve says get him some players.
That segment that you guys just watched, guaranteed will be the tidbit. So you could just imagine how pissed off I am.
Andrei.
Ukraine.
Hello, guys. Don't you see that modern football be played wide in roles of side tertinos and side forward much more important than the central forward? I don't see any prospects for 4-3-1-2 in Milan. That formation is over, dead, slow, and not modern. Guys, do you agree?
Absolutely not.
Not modern, yeah, probably because
4-4-2 is not modern,
but it's proven. It's a proven tactic with the right players. A lot of players, some coaches will play with the 3 strikers, with the 5 midfielders.
There's no formation that's not modern anymore.
Yeah,
it's the players you put on the pitch that make it modern or slow. It wasn't Gattuso's fault that Cianalobbo decided to take half the year off in his 4-3-3. 4-3-3 is a modern formation. We were goddamn slow. We had no idea what to do in the final third. We couldn't score a goal in 5 of the most important games.
I think it comes down to you're right. No, would it be modern, old? It's the players.
No.
It's
if someone brings back the sweeper, they'll make it modern again.
The good old sweeper.
The good old sweeper. That they took it out of the game because they said, "Why are we leaving this guy behind our defense? He's a lost person. The game's getting too fast." If they find someone who could play sweeper, like a real sweeper, and it doesn't cause problems, it'll be modern again. The sweeper keeper. Neuer.
Bring it back. Bring it back. What's the last
so
time?
I disagree with Andre. I'm sorry. 4-3-1-2. Any formation. For me, I have my preferred formation. That's one of them. I enjoy the Christmas tree as well.
The 4-3-2-1.
4-3-2-1. And I agree. Yes, a lot of the game is played on the flanks. But a lot of it is also that players can't defend anymore.
4-3-2-1. I don't see a problem with that one.
I don't see a problem with
Maybe
that.
just to leave Piontek up there, and if you do go with the lone striker, then go sell one of the strikers to have one less. The Shoinoids. Why on earth?
Best name. Shoinoids.
Where's he from? The Shoinoids. Minnesota, I remember.
Yes, the Vikings.
Why on earth would we keep Andre Silva over Cutrone?
Wins.
Is there any truth to these reports?
No, because they are just reports.
Yes, there is. That's true. Why would we keep him? To give you a reason, Steve mentioned before, for
40 million reasons why.
Pure profitability.
Yeah.
Right? So selling Andre Silva, how much would he go for Andre Silva right now?
I don't know, but
25, 30?
We wouldn't make any money back.
Exactly. So I think it's basically financially, it makes sense to me. Greg McDonald. Greg, he's a new one. Greg, where is he from? Greg, he doesn't say. Greg, does anyone
Welcome,
else?
Greg.
Welcome.
McDonald.
Does anyone else worry we're not been linked to anyone with pace and have none in the team if Castillejo leaves? If there's one common thing about top teams these days, it's pace. It's one of the reasons the 2017 Mercato was so bad. Well, Ceballos, I guess he's got pace, or it's true. If Castillejo,
Playmaker ability. I think pace is a little bit overrated, to be very honest, Joe. Yes, you have to be fast, but his example there, Castillejo, fast as lightning, super fast, the brain of a donkey. Honestly,
it sometimes maybe too fast for his own good.
Too fast for his own good. So you gotta have a lot of soccer sense, with that pace. There's only one. There's two. There's Ronaldo and Messi, who combine both.
And
a lot of pace.
And I get where you're coming from, Greg, but Serie A has always been a league that does not necessarily need that fast-paced guy, because a lot of the fast-paced guys, a la Carlos Tevez. Carlos Tevez was always a speedster, right? And comes into Italy and it's completely changes his whole.
Which actually helped him out. It changed his game.
It changed his game, playing defensively. So I think other than the fact that we have no money for these kind of speedsters.
Yeah. Look, and Greg, it's just my personal opinion. There's a couple of top players that combine that pace with actual soccer sense. And I stopped at Ronaldo and Messi because they're just the prime example. But Mbappe, there's a lot of them. You could enter in Salah in there too.
Yeah.
Salah did very well in Serie A. Gareth Bale.
We're picking up everything. All these little noises, we can hear everything.
Even I'm rubbing my hand.
Rubbing your hand. This microphone is too high tech.
Too high tech for us. Salah. There's so many. There's some that are not even coming. I'm not even gonna say Neymar, because he's always injured and he wants to leave Paris Saint-Germain because he's sad.
He's sad.
He's
gonna go back.
Who's gonna give them 300 million for that guy?
He's gonna go back.
More hairstyles than goals. Let's go.
Andy Falcon. Another thing, new one. Welcome. Would you build a new stadium or renovate the San Siro? And would you build a new stadium with Inter or alone? So Andy,
this is coming.
The news came out that first they're gonna demolish it. Then no, we're not demolishing it. Nothing until 2016. The stadium has happened.
2026.
2026. Sorry. I think the new stadium is a must. Not because, and by the way, Steve, if they do demolish it, we need to make it there
pronto.
Why? Because too many seats, Andy. You can't be profitable and hold a 80,000 seat stadium. You got to go with the English model, a la Juventus as well, right? 40, 35, 40, 42, not more than that. Own your own stadium. And would you build a new stadium with Inter or alone? I think right now they want the if I had a choice, I wouldn't want to share it with Inter, that's for sure. But for now, they're doing it together.
Joint.
I'm assuming for the cost, lowering cost. But who knows? I wouldn't demolish it. I think they can keep it, probably for venues, for stadiums, if ever they want to. I know that they announced the Winter Olympics, but if ever they do Summer Olympics in Milan, they could use it. They could use the San Siro for something. I don't know. Concerts, yeah. It's like the Olympico in Rome.
Museum.
The museum.
A museum.
Bigfoot, big monster truck things they could do over there, right?
Yeah, that would be great.
So, thank you, Andy, for your question.
I'm on the fence. I don't know. To be very honest with you, selfishly, I wouldn't want them to demolish it till I could get my ass there. But then you think of it, and you know what? We can't keep on saying the Juventus model. The Juventus model is just completely different. They're the only ones to be able to, and this is thanks to Nima, I'll never forget it, our snake friend. One of the only Italian teams to acquire land from the Italian government for like a ridiculous price, like $1 for 99 years. It's like, come on, did they need that? Did they need that push? No, but I agree with that. It's okay, because they're going to generate a lot of money for the government and so on and so forth. I don't even want to get into the controversy of it, but okay, I get that. I think they made a mistake that they made it too small. because now people are, now they're getting into we're paying extravagant prices for tickets. So I think they should have made it bigger. But I say if you did it for Juventus, you should be able to do it for everybody else.
Matt H Sub-Zero.
Ooh.
Oh, he's from Dublin City, Ireland.
Yes, sir.
Milan Club Dublin shirt over here. So, gentlemen, with all the news linking us to almost all the Real Madrid players, who do you think we should get, and who should we let go when we get those players? And what about Cutrone? Last but not least, what do you think about Kabak, the Turkish defender? On Kabak, guys, we're not going to sit here and pretend. Well, we've seen him from his
amazing
years,
movement.
But
competitive spirit.
But I know that I believe it's Stuttgart. To wants him. So I go if there's interest from a couple of players.
No. Stuttgart owns him. Bayern Munich wants him.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
One of them. And what do we think? I guess if they're showing interest, another team is showing interest.
Young, 19 years old.
Low cost,
low cost.
salary.
It's let's manage our risk, and that's low risk, high reward. So I would say yes. Seems like he's tall. Has a nice little first pass from what I've seen in just the videos that everybody graciously posted on.
Zapata leaving, maybe.
Zapata leaving, yeah. You need someone else to slot in there and give him time to find a partner, whether it would be with Romagnoli or get some game time, Coppa Italia, and see what he could do. But I think if we end up keeping Çalhanoğlu, this is kind of like here, Çalhanoğlu, we got you a friend. Now, both of yous, get your shit together and play a full goddamn season for this Milan.
When Steve uses profanity, he's serious. With any of the players, we spoke about it, maybe the Ceballos, maybe the Hernandez, I don't know. Anybody that's Spanish will get, but I'm assuming we're going to get one of these low-cost, low-risk, high-reward kind of guys. What about Cutrone? We spoke again. If we got to get rid of him, it will only be for financial reasons, not for his
35 million.
talent.
Someone give me 35 million.
35? 35, it's a number. Evo, good day, gentlemen. I have an opinion and I want to know if you share it. I think we have been now with new players, Bar Kudic, a team that can compete for fourth place.
What?
I think we have, even now, with the now new players, Bar Kudic, a team that can compete for fourth place.
Oh.
I do not see any logic in some rumors, for example, getting Torreira but sell Kessie. So I say, if we can get stronger, let's do it. But if we're going to swap players with questionable qualities for other such ones for the sake of changing the team, let us better save our money and work with what we have. By the way, I expect better Hakan and Frank under Gianpaolo. Do you see the team right now battling for fourth? Evo, we like you a lot, but I'm not too sure about that one.
We were in the position that we were last year because the teams ahead of us and slightly behind us sucked just as much as we did.
Exactly.
Let's just be honest. We need to improve. It's going to be hard to attract players that with no Champions League football, that's for sure. So I agree with you on one point. I think we'll see a better Kessie. I'm not 100% sure we'll see a better Çalhanoğlu.
I think we'll see both of them play better. I think Çalhanoğlu or maybe Paquetá going with the trequartista. We'll see. But one of our regular starters, I believe, is going to go, and whoever's going to go is going to be the one that makes us the most money, as probably a sign of good faith to le TAS, le Tribunal Arbitral Sportif, to show them like, hey, you see what we're doing? We're trying to balance the books. Before I continue with these questions, I just want to take a moment. Derek is a Derek Favretto.
Yeah.
He always interacts with us. Just want to take the...
Fucking angry, Derek.
Why are you angry?
Well, I'm angry.
No, we just wanted to tell Derek that thank you very much for that message. We're not going to share it and for everybody. We just want to take the time to say thank you very much. It meant really a lot to read those words. Thank you for that. And if we could keep on bringing you pleasure, just the way Steve just punched the
Smash everything, Derek. Just break everything.
Break everything. Ricardo Cornetta. Guys, can you finally inform Milan Twitter that our club cannot afford to buy first or even second tier players
Ricardo,
at the moment, and to stop getting pissed off when we don't buy Neymar?
Yeah.
Less of a question, more of a rant. Apologies. No tables were harmed in this rant. Why? Why?
Why? You gotta break.
Because
Break it.
Smash everything.
Smash everything.
So yes, Milan Twitter, we cannot afford.
We cannot fucking afford the players that you want. Christ. So stop tweeting and adding at everybody and that DiMarzio sucks and this guy sucks.
DiMarzio hasn't been wrong.
I know, that's it. So like only Milan Twitter could find how DiMarzio is not great.
It's not. It's as worse as wrestling Twitter.
Almost
wrestling,
bad.
Almost as bad. But yeah, and, thank you. Maybe some people should listen. That we know we cannot afford these guys. Make Milan great again.
Guaranteed he's American.
Yeah.
Yes.
He just says he's from the United States.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Should Milan get De Rossi on a free transfer as an option off the bench?
Agree 100%.
Option off the bench? No, to me it would be a starter. I'm sorry, to me it would be a starter.
We're not that good.
But at what salary?
At what salary? Yeah.
But if De Rossi takes the Milan job at a lower price, I would
really punch in the face to the Roma fans.
And now Roma fans will understand why I have Andrea Pirlo right over here, because De Rossi will play wherever he wants, and if he decides to go somewhere else in Milan, I'm just saying. T. Pepperoni. Good day, boys. Plenty of Mercato news. Would be really happy if we get Torreira, Tio, Ceballos, Praet. See what's happening. Just a question on where you guys
should have read Ricardo's thing
Yes.
before.
But he wanted to know where you guys originate from. Me and my family are from Platti, Calabria. My mom is from. It's called Sant'Agata del Bianco. It's right next to.
Sant'Agata.
It's right next. It's right next to Riggio, and my dad is from Grotteria, which is like 2 passes away from Aggiaiusa. So from Reggio, Steve.
Both parents from Spezzano Piccolo, Calabria. Yes, people, before you tell me there is a Spezzano Grande, we're not from there.
It's Spezzano Piccolo.
We're from Piccolo. We're from the small. There is also a big.
Thank you, guys.
I can't screw this fucking thing.
It's not because it's a day off today. You're swearing, you're using profanity,
I'm
you're banging.
He took the day off, Presidente. That swine. I'm swearing.
You know what? We're gonna keep it nice and short. You know what we're gonna do for Tommy next week?
Yeah.
We're gonna put on Twitter. Do you have questions for Tommy? And
Yeah.
we're gonna see if we could do that one there. Because guys, we're recording a bit earlier. We're gonna let him know. But probably look at that. Already still 45 minutes just talking Milan. Do you have any indigestions? This is something that you know.
Yeah, this fucking biscotto between France and Romania today, eliminating our U21. Played to a 0-0 draw. Absolutely no shots on net. Stupidity. UEFA, you want to grab the money from these people who come and see these games. 0-0 France Romania should be automatic elimination. This is another biscotto.
Or not leave results like this to like where you
exactly. Play everybody on the same time, the same day, and you're not gonna have this.
I was on the same path as you. I wasn't going to use your profanity, but he was fucking pissed off, as you just heard from over there. And your how about your feel good, your brioche of the week, Steve?
Presidente gets an S10. That's pretty high on
S10E.
my S10E.
S10E.
Sorry, man.
And he didn't call me to see what price. He went straight to Mario.
Wow.
It's okay.
Just straight like that.
It's okay.
Good. No, tell me your thing. I have to think about mine a bit.
My feel-good moment of the week. I'm just trying to. I think it was pretty cool. I'm not saying it got me all warm and fuzzy, but you seen that picture of Maldini with Hernandez just sitting down, shooting the shit. No like representative, just there sitting down at a patio on the beach. I think it gave me a good feeling. It was like trying to keep it down to earth, and maybe a guy like a left back like Hernandez and seeing Maldini there just talking to him. Maybe that aura of it's the Maldini effect. Maybe that might help. That made me feel good to see a picture like that. How about you, Steve? Anything come to mind?
Just the Mercato. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see that who we're linked to. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy, and it just makes these guys really, really profitable because the more indigestion I get, the more brioche I take.
Guys, nice quick one this week. We like these Q&As. We're gonna see Presidente maybe for next week. get maybe 3-4 questions for Tommy.
If he's allowed to
Guys,
do the
next
presidential
week is
points.
Canada Day.
Canada Day.
Canada Day, but we're still gonna record, Steve.
We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe we'll do. Maybe I come to your house and we'll do a live one from the pool.
Maybe. That's probably a better idea.
Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan!
Ciao.